Shalom, Kol Halor, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kodash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than never. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations that have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a black only thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming to you with another lesson in truth. And just going to talk about the disingenuous portrayal of current events by the current administration, and how delusional Americans, especially the the remaining MAGA supporters, because MAGA's probably lost about half of its support right now, and we're gonna play that as I play about 4 minutes of this video. I'm gonna actually let it play, but yeah, this like I said, matter of fact, let me just read a basic milk scripture before I play this. This is Isaiah 21:15. And it reads, "Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us?" So, they have these talking heads that give these talking points that keep telling you that everything is okay, and everything is not okay. All right. I was just looking at a video with just the title of it with Shaid Bolton. I actually like him. And the title of the video said, Americans are looking at empty shelves like a man staring into the abyss. And it's just going to get worse. Prices continue to rise. Although, here's the thing though. It's not that prices were rising even before all these things were announced, even before the tariffs. And I think the tariffs are also just not only is serving two purposes. Number one, to help bring in the new order, bringing in the order out of chaos. And the second thing that it's doing is this disguising the collapse, because the dollar was crashing so rapidly, so quickly. They needed some major world crises to hide it. So that was them trying to hide their counsel, all right? Because the value of the dollar is weaker than it has ever been, and that's the reason why prices were already seemingly skyrocketing prior to the tariffs and all the chaos that it's bringing. And the reason that it's so is because the value of the dollar was already diminishing because of the countries around the world not using the petrodollar. Okay, so the whole thing was just it was them being disingenuous, trying to hide the truth. All right, so I'm gonna play some of this video here. Let me just pull it up. And there's two things that I learned quite a few years ago in this truth. Number one was to pay attention to the GDP and the gross national product, all right? Because that tells you a story that the stock market didn't tell you, all right? And deliveries and with truck traffic, all right? When truck traffic and train traffic begins to cease and slow down, you got a problem. And so right now, America has a huge problem. So without any further ado, let's get this.
It's just completely shut down. 250 trucks, about 300 trailers, just completely shut down out of nowhere. Now, obviously, 250 drivers are going to be out of a job. They need to scramble to look for a job. But here's the thing is, when I was looking at it, reading the article, I was telling myself, why didn't they downsize, right? Why just completely shut down? Obviously, we understand they're losing money, but there are other alternatives where you don't need to shut down. You just downsize. Instead of having 250 trucks, maybe have 50 trucks. it's manageable. But to completely shut down operations, obviously we only know from the outside, me reading the article, but man, 250 drivers out of nowhere got a message saying the company's shutting down completely. They're gonna get them home some way, somehow. But obviously, easier said than done. If these drivers are God knows where they're at, trying to get them back. It's unfortunate, sad situation. It's tough time to be a semi-truck driver right now, man. God bless.
They laid them off for a reason. They closed down the company for a reason. They're not making money. The volume is going down. The tariffs are destroying their profits, and they're not getting as many loads to remain profitable and keep the company alive. And it's very unfortunate to see that so many truckers are going through this. There's a ton of truckers out here, and I got this in this video right here. You'll see it later on, but they're starting to give up. They literally are saying, like, listen, this isn't even worth it. I'm not making any money. I'm just sitting right here waiting on a load for hours, and mainly in Seattle, guys. Seattle is going crazy right now. It's blowing my mind to see this. But guys, you got so many truckers who are just like, what am I doing? I'm not making any money. I'm wasting my time right now. And the tariffs are destroying the country, guys. The economy is collapsing like so fast. And honestly, I don't know what to truly expect for these next coming weeks, these next coming months, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think that, like, what do you think it's gonna look like within a few weeks or even months right now? Because China is, they're like, we're not sending anything. You got Target and Walmart, all these stores are like panicking right now because they're not even gonna get all this freight coming in within these stores. So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy great content like this. These next videos are gonna blow your mind. Let's get to it.
Another worst week for the trucking industry. I'm actually sitting in Seattle, Washington right now without a load. I don't have no load right now. I dropped my load 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's already 1 o'clock that I'm sitting here waiting for the load. A lot of people been asking me, does it gonna get fixed? Is it gonna get better? I have no fucking clue what is gonna happen, because day by day it's getting worse and worse. I have no clue. I haven't seen trucking industry like this in the past 10 years. This is the worst year for the trucking industry. Worst year. And when I came to a truck stop, I reserved a shower. There were 23 people in front of me in the line. 23 people. It's been 4 hours I'm waiting for the shower, and they still 3 people ahead of me. Still. So you can imagine that how many people are sitting at this truck stop without a load. All the truck drivers, we have nothing else to do besides taking shower all day. Pray for everybody. Stay safe on the road.
You've got companies going out of business. You got companies just laying off everybody. UPS just laid off 20,000 workers because of Amazon. Their volume is going down, and they're not becoming as profitable as they used to be, guys. The economy is going down, and you're seeing a lot of layoffs across the board. And it's very important because families are truly being affected by this. But hey, listen, this is the result of terrorism. I keep seeing MAGA. They're like, oh, terrorists didn't do this. This is just, the economy is just bad. Like, oh my God, they continue.
And so he's wrong with that. The economy was already, the economy was crashing before the tariffs. The tariffs just made it go faster. You know, he was too busy enjoying himself because it wasn't affecting him personally. But I'm gonna get a scripture and wrap this thing up. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes. All right, because I pray every day, and one of my prayers is that these people lose their health, their wealth, and their hope. All right, their health, their wealth, and their hope, and the Lord is actually taking that from them right before my eyes. The water Yahweh Bashem Nawashai. But this is Ecclesiastes 12, and the point is in 3. Yeah, I'm gonna start in 3, and it says, "And in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened." So, the keepers of the house, the people who manage the money, the people who move the products, via from the shipping companies to the shelves, the different stores, and they don't see a future. That's why so many of them are shutting down. They can't pay their employees. All right. And it says, "And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low." And it's amazing to me, like in Chicago, how there's so much traffic, yet everyone's losing their jobs. and I said it, you know, I've been saying it for a couple weeks now. I think that people are in the fuck it mode. You know, that they're in that, you know, I'm just gonna do this while I can. I'm gonna go on vacation and go on this trip and buy these steak dinners and all that because I know that I won't be able to do it soon. And to be honest, that may sound crazy, but the people who have that mindset, they're actually the smart ones. Enjoy it while you got it because you're getting ready to have nothing. All right, it says, and the door shall be shut in the streets, and with the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall raise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right, so entertainment is at a very, very low, has been for a long time. And if you notice, mainstream actors are doing commercials left and right because there's not a lot of work for them, and they're doing movies that are going straight from, you know, straight to Netflix, straight to the internet, straight to Hulu. All right. And this is all going to bring on madness and chaos. That's where we're headed. All right. It's going to be a dog-eat-dog world out here real soon. Okay. Verse 5. Also, when they shall be afraid of which is high, and the fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall nourish, and the grasshopper shall be burdened, and the desire shall fail, because a man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about in the streets. So, you know, people are sighing and crying that there is no jobs, there's no future in America, and they're sighing and crying on the internet, you know, or the unicorn, you know, that's spoken about in Psalms. You know, the internet was prophesied by King David, and now the truth is coming out into the world that way, and the truth is not a happy thing. And so with that, you know, I'm gonna give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah Hakwadash, Kwam Yasharala, Abba Babal.